My name's Dan Hanson, and my dad, Garland Hanson, he got sick in March of 2017, and he was 94 years old at the time, and we needed to have some kind of care before we checked him out of the hospital, and that's where hospice came in to Dad's plan. Hospice was huge, and being able to keep Dad where Dad wanted to be, and that's at home. And that's where we wanted him to be. We were doing everything that we could, but as far as a nurse, as far as an aide, and as far as the social worker, just to see how the team of hospice that came to our house was an answer to prayer, because Dad was able to stay. Dad couldn't have survived that long anywhere else, like all the people that we met at hospice. To me, they're God's angels wrapped in flesh, because they were so compassionate, so professional, so caring, so attentive to him, but also to us. You know, it wasn't until we got him to the Paula J. Barber house, because it was when he went in there, because he was too weak for us to take care of him. I called hospice, took him to the hospice house for a respite care, which me and Dad were thinking that's just going to be a few days to get him strengthened when we got there. Thursday night he was pretty good, and Friday morning I got there and he was unresponsive, just that fast. One of the aides came. I was there to help, just to clean him up, freshen him up a little bit, and she was just talking and loving on him like he was just right there. I tell you, that blessed my heart to see that kind of care, that every single person that I came in contact with that worked with hospice was so compassionate, so caring, so like my dad was their dad. I sat up with Dad till about 2:20, and then I went and I told the nurse that I was just gonna go lay down. About 2:25 she came in and she said, "It's about your dad's time." It was just the most beautiful thing. The Dad had been a fighter all his life, but his time was over, and his breathing got shallower, no struggling, no pain. And thankfully for the hospice house, we were there for his last breath. When the nurse would come, I mean, we were taking care of him, but when the nurse would come, you know, the blood pressure, the oxygen level, his weight, and, you know, making sure he didn't have rocks in his pockets on the scale. Rachel was just a blessing to my dad, to our whole family. The joy that she brought in the midst of what was going on, but the nurse care, the aide care, the social work care, I can't speak. Professional, compassionate, caring. Anybody that's watching this, that if you're considering, don't give it a second thought. Hospice ministry, it is a ministry to help those that are at the end of their life, but also help the families of those that are right there. And the handshake was always big to my dad. And Kim Schaefer that volunteers with hospice, she had a special thing for children of those patients. There's a plaster cast, and she did a plaster cast of my dad, and I cherish that, and I will for the rest of my life, because a handshake meant everything to my dad. He farmed, he banked, he did all his business with a handshake. And Mary Johnson Larson my dad was a veteran, and brought the flags in honor of being a veteran, and that meant a lot to Dad. He said it right by the TV. Without them, I don't know what we would have done. I really don't. And they were the most caring, compassionate, thoughtful, joyful in the midst, to bring joy, to bring laughter at a time when you guys are a rare breed. You truly are. You did it so professionally, and you're equipped and trained so well. But fortunately, God has placed people like you, the hospice organization, in a position to help people like us that have a loved one that needs more care than what we can give them. And you guys brought comfort, you brought peace, you brought joy in the midst of what was going on. And there's no greater value to me or to my family than what you guys have done. And I know maybe it doesn't seem like it, but you'll be blessed by the Lord God himself, whether on this side of heaven or the other, because you're touching lives, and that's priceless.